Hello, it's Eric from E.M.B.R, and today we're doing something a little bit different. As part of Camp Baseline, Zwift had put out some different attacking challenges, endurance challenges. This is the attacking challenge, specifically some route-based workouts. This is the Muckle Yin. The Zwift instructions on this one pretty much have you hitting the segments hard and then resting in between. I'm amping that up just a little bit. I gathered up the PBs that I set on the 6 different segments of this route, and I'm using those as a target. Probably won't get to all of them, but it's going to be fun. I think if we go at that with the right intention, it'll definitely push me. So let's get started. And I will be editing this, probably speeding up the rest sections and putting in some chapter markers, but I'm keeping the whole thing in so you can see the Zwift workout text. And I will be resting during the rest for sure. And hitting the segments with intensity. Keep this power up for the first one, which is Breakway Brae reverse. Just checking the text out so you can see that as well. I'll see if I time-lapse this or whatever is appropriate to give you a sense of the workout, but there'll definitely be points where I'm not pushing power, and there'll be parts where I'm hammering. Just like real in-game, like, damn it. No. What I know, I only ride indoors. This is real life. But yeah, basically leveraging the segments. And this one's got 6 very interesting segments, so with appropriate rest in between, I think. You can kind of see it on the mini map. Nice little gaps in between. Look. I may want those gaps to be longer when I get into the thick of it. But yeah, repeatability in the 10-second to 3-minute band is definitely, if you're trying to Zwift race, these are the efforts. Very specific. I did a bit of a warm-up already, so I'm just keeping myself warm during this part. Just didn't look like enough of a warm-up if I just started this cold. I did the warm-up on that sprint from Champion Sprint. I did my warm-up there. I didn't even really hit it that hard, but that's why I've got the jersey already. In this next little bit, I'm speeding up because there's not much workout text. Really, this is just warming up before you get to the first segment. But more on the segments. My goal here is to hit each one of them very hard with near max intensity. Not total, because I got to complete all 6 of them at some reasonable pace. I'm going to rest just as hard as I hit the segments, though. Trying to keep the overall time under 45 minutes so that I'm not like just stopping or something like that. But things like this corkscrew, I'm not pushing pace on it very much. There's 500 meters before the first segment starts, and I want to be fresh and hit that with near max intensity. Alright. I'm not gonna like bury myself. I put a very honest 30-second effort in. I hit that first segment pretty hard on fresh legs. I did try to measure it a little bit knowing there's 5 more to go, and I'm tracking overall cumulative time across all 6 segments. I need rest for Sgurr is a hard 3-minute. I will hit the segments hard, and I'll be very serious about the rest in between. Basically, I'm saying I want my rest to be every bit as serious as the intensity of the segments. I didn't catch when the rest started, but hopefully 3 or 4 minutes of good solid rest. And I look back and I crested Brae reverse around the 9-minute mark. Really what I'm trying to do here is get as much rest as possible, get refreshed, because the next one on Sgurr Summit, that's going to be probably a 3-minute effort, very hard. Try to average around 400 watts up. Sgurr Summit North is the next goal. And I keep it in the gray zone for sure here. The PBs I'm going after were set across multiple different events, so trying to do them all in one event and without draft, that's tough work. Not just this one, but the next 4 that come after it. I am trying to keep that in mind. Hard, but not blow myself up on these first 2. And Sgurr Summit North, I've done in the low 3s. I probably, if I took it fresh, could do it under 3, but not after hitting Breakway Reverse like I just did. And I did check, and that 304.4 that pops up right there, I set that back in January as part of Tour de Zwift, so almost certainly would have been drafting. May or may not have had feather, don't know, but here I've got an arrow and really no draft, so trying to keep that in mind as I pace this. I'm hitting it again. I'm trying to keep everything probably 90-95% at least in context of the overall workout, and knowing that I've got 4 more segments after this, but definitely hitting it hard, keeping the pace up, and seeing where we get to. And you may or may not have noticed, but as part of these route-based workouts, it seems they removed the climb HUD and also sort of the ETA and who you're competing against. So kind of blind on that. Wish they'd have kept that in, but still, I can measure an effort and know I'm trying to keep above 400 watts basically. And when I say above 400 watts, I mean average for the whole duration. Here I'm kind of slipping a little bit under. What I'm doing though is gearing up to put in some stand-up hard power when this slope peaks up quite a bit. You can see sort of peaked above 700 there. And then I'm coast down a little bit. Thought about hitting the arrow here. Maybe could have and got some value out of it, but yeah, we're going to do the best time. We're going to hold the watts we can. So I left it there. I'm not sure. There's really not probably a great place to use the arrow. It's one of the things, like I said, if you're trying to set PBs across all these, you got to remember you get draft and different power-ups. But again, that's the other reason that when I'm showing the results, I'm also showing the average watts, because that's relevant as well. And again, very steep, stand up, push some watts, try to keep the average up, try to keep the speed up more importantly, but definitely feeling it. And my heart rate's pushing above 180, 181 or so. My max is 192 even at age 53. I do have a reasonably high max for my age, but above 180, we're pushing, and I'm on borrowed time. It's definitely anaerobic, so I'm also trying to keep in mind here again, can't bury myself, I want it fast, I can't bury myself. And in the interest of not burying myself, I do lower the watts a little bit here, down to the low 3s for a second, get the heart rate to stabilize around 170 rather than keep going up. And then for the final bit, arrow and push. And as a result of laying back there a little bit, we did fall about 5 seconds short of the PB, but did average above 400 watts, right around 408. 309.50 is not a bad time at all, especially after what we did on Breakway Reverse, and also knowing that we've got to save something for the next 4 efforts. And the cumulative segment time after the first 2 is sitting at 3:36 and change. I'm trying to keep the overall time across all 6 segments under 8 minutes. That was the goal. We'll see where we get to.
I definitely feel the burn, yes. I would have had to bury myself to go under 3 on that, and then have nothing left for the rest. So probably went 95 to 99%, stayed away from 100.
And even at 90-95%, cumulative efforts are going to fatigue me, so I'm trying to catch some rest here.
I'm definitely extending this rest. I can feel the lactic in my legs quite a bit. Part of this workout as well was to answer the question, am I overtrained, over fatigued, or am I just trying to race competition that's much better than I am? Jury's still out here, but I definitely think I need some rest based on how the legs feel after those 2 efforts. They were hard, but especially my left thing has some damage the body's trying to catch up on. It's not like lactic pain right now, it's like muscle pain. And I say pain, it's soreness. it shouldn't be feeling that way this early. It's not like injury pain, just DOMS, because the body hasn't had a chance to fully repair. Even with the rest I'm giving it, it's not enough. That said, again, it's not pain, so all signs are I can still finish this workout quite well. I think we're gonna shut it down Sunday and Monday minimally, at least in terms of legs, maybe whole body.
And as a note, I crossed the summit of Sgurr around 16:30, so I am tracking rest time here.
But to get good working impulse out of the next segment, that's why I'm resting, taking this very light here. Next segment should be around 40-45 seconds, depending on how my body's flaring. Summit North was definitely the longest. I just didn't want to bury myself completely on it, and I was still feeling the Breakway Brae reverse as well. I think my legs were the limiting factor on that, not my cardio.
And while the legs are still feeling it, this 5 minutes of rest so far, it's definitely getting my heart rate down, so we're getting ready for the next bit.
This is a very shallow climb.
And while it is shallow, this is more in the range of a 45-second effort, so higher watts, more anaerobic. I still know it's going to be rough. And on the rest tracker, that was a little over 6.5 minutes of rest from the last climb. And I do kick this off a little bit hard to start, but then I settle in a bit. This is a 45-second effort, and again, it's the third of 6, so keeping it steady, but getting ready to sort of settle in and then push hard at the end. I shut that down a bit at the end for sure. 45 seconds is a 90-day PB, which is why it shows that way. I think 44 is my all-time PB, but I've never targeted this segment. You could definitely take this one quite a bit lower if you targeted specifically. Even shutting it down though, 680 watts over 45 seconds. Not a bad time for sure, especially in the context of the overall workout. I'm happy with it, and cumulative time so far, a little over 5 minutes and 20 seconds. As a note, we finished that segment around the 24-minute mark, and again, we're off to catching the rest, taking it as seriously as the efforts on the segments. I will say I'm liking the format of this. Again, sort of the mix of high intensity and then good long rest before high intensity again. But you could probably do this a variety of other ways. I've certainly ridden Muckle Yin on my own without a route-based workout in creative ways.
You could do this in a variety of ways. So, since it's not bounded by erg, which is what I like about it, you could do this for best lap time, target different segments, however you want to do it. Right now I'm segment hunting it just to do 10-minute or 10-second to 3-minute efforts with a lot of rest, but this is just a good up and down course to play with without boundaries. Kind of like a fartlek in running. Just speed play, mixing up paces, all sorts of things. Now the glutes on both sides after that last one. Definite DOMs. I mean, this is immediate onset muscle soreness, so IOMs. But I think it's doing that because I still have delayed soreness from just being behind on body repair. The north, I think, starts not on the initial ascent, but on that steep part. If I can get through north intact, we're okay.
Yeah, north is going to be a longer effort, well, relatively speaking, you know, a minute and 40, minute and 45 or so, but 440, 460 watts. This depends on how I am cumulatively after this. My PB was around 460 watts, minute and 40. We'll see if we can do that again after all the efforts and in the context of the workout. Workout text is telling me a kilometer to go and now 500 meters to go. About 8 minutes of rest is what we caught in between the last segment and this one, which is fairly good. Definitely ready to put some effort in and see where we get to. So we get it started, and again, I've got arrow here, no feather. I also have no draft, it's just clean air in front of me. Because this is a steep climb, once you get further up it, I hit the arrow here just to try to take some initial speed. Get the effort going a little bit. Again, trying to aim for north of 450 was my thought process here. Knowing I'm 460 was where my PB was, but also trying to again make sure I don't blow myself up. So there's all those competing things going here. Definitely want to keep this honest though, 95 at least percent, and hit it. Trying to pace again, knowing that it's north of 140 for sure. Want under 2. I would hope under 150, but yeah, just trying to keep the pace honest. Definitely feeling it, but I'll let it play out from here. And in that segment, the cumulative fatigue is definitely showing from the workout for sure, but also that longer term cumulative fatigue I'm talking about just from where I'm at in the training cycle right now. And as a result, we didn't hold 460 watts. We didn't even hold 450 watts. Well, not even 430, 429. Minute and 44 is not horrible time. And again, in the context of the workout and where I'm at, not bad. Definitely going to catch some rest though and try to close the workout strong.
All right, a 30-second and a 10-second effort left. You can do that.
The rest period between Sgurr South and the Clyde Kicker is a bit shorter than what we've been experiencing so far in the workout. I'm trying to catch 4.5 minutes of rest. Also, I've got the draft power up, so what I'm trying to do is maybe, hopefully, get some value out of one of these power ups and catch some draft in the more populated center of Glasgow. And I think the draft power up did help there. Feather would have definitely been better, but sub 25 is a PB for me. I could definitely go lower if I targeted that specifically, but in the context of this workout, at the end of what I've done, I'm pretty happy with that. And cumulative time after 5 segments is just a little over 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Not bad at all. Again, the target was under 8. We're definitely there. I'm not going to sprint champion sprint in 30 seconds. Probably closer to 10 to 12, so.
I got a little draft on that.
And Clyde Kicker and Champion Sprint are the shortest segments of the route, but you also get the shortest rest in between them. I'm getting about 2.5 minutes here. I've got a draft power up again, so I'm going to try to make use of it the best I can. I'm not going to have the maximum power. I'm not going to set a PB on the sprint. But I've grabbed all the segment jerseys up to this point, so I figure might as well put a good honest effort in and try to get that last one as well. I did shut it down a bit at the end there. We still got 0.3 seconds underneath, so mission accomplished.
I got nothing left, man. Nothing left.
The workout finish for this is just beyond the sprint banner, and then the results show. Champion sprint was never going to be a PB after all that. I've gotten closer to 10 seconds, so 12.6 is a bit off, but overall 7:44.53 cumulative time, good 16 seconds almost below my target. Definitely a good workout. I am gassed. We're going to be taking some rest.
All right. Good efforts. Great workout. Message delivered loud and clear though. Rest day. Plural. Tomorrow. All day Sunday. All day Monday. See how we feel Tuesday. Like maybe zone 1 day with a couple primers at the end, and then race Wednesday. Tentative plan. They're definitely shutting it down. Rest of today, all day tomorrow, all day Monday. If I wasn't fatigued already, that just seems like it's a lot of rest. But those efforts, absolutely metabolically intensive. Muscle endurance, all that. The damage, can feel it. And I'm behind on repair already, so I'm gonna let the body catch up. This old ass body. Give it plenty of food, sleep, and rest during the day. Just relax, de-stress the mind. Listen to music. Just zero intensity, mentally or physically. Next 2 days. Good workout though. I'll compare the efforts afterwards. They weren't PBs. I think I snuck in 1 or 2 PBs on the short stuff. The Clyde Kicker and the Brae reverse. Everything else was close. But considering I had, those were probably race efforts with packs and draft. Those are good solid efforts, and all back to back in the same activity. So that's why I'm still breathing hard, even minutes after the last sprint. And I can feel it. That last one I got hit the gear too hard. You can probably see the bike popping. I was pulling in so hard, I was popped with the torque required was so heavy because the gear was wrong. I was pulling, I can feel it in my lower back. Just the lat and lower back pull to push that kind of torque. I need to get it in need to get it more comfortable spinning at like 130, 140 RPM on sprints, and it would treat my body a lot kinder. But all right, 25 kilometers. I'm definitely gonna feel that. Those were just very hard anaerobic efforts. Like, those are harder than you would do them all in a single race for sure. It's like, if you can handle that, definitely will test you. Probably hit that first effort a little hard. I was just trying to see where we were in the work. Once I realized that, I tried to pace these other ones hard, but not bury myself hard. And so by the end, the cumulative fatigue buried me. No question. No question. How about that though? Somewhere in here, really close. Really close. Screw you. One more second. Almost 1,000 for 30. Almost 1,000 for 30. How about that? That's a goal of mine. And it's like, if you could see that live and recognize it, you would find the extra watt. But all right. That's all she wrote me, and I have absolutely cooked.
But here's the intervals metrics for the whole workout, and I think my Strava note on the right-hand side, it copied over into intervals. I think that tells the story. Workout definitely kicked my ass. I will say this workout will give you what you bring to it. You got to come in the right frame of mind, but you take intensity to it and you make goals. It's a good workout. I highly recommend these route-based ones versus erg. It's more interactive for me. And overall cumulative time for the segments, again, just a little under 7 minutes and 45 seconds. I think I could do better if I come at this fresh, and now that I sort of experienced it and know what to expect. I will say I'm gonna use this as a baseline, and I'm gonna future challenge, and I'll throw this out to anybody else that wants to do it as well. It's certainly gonna be thrown out to myself, is do the route under 45 minutes so you can take rest, just not obscene rest, and get the lowest overall segment time that you can do. 7:45 is the mark right now. I know there's people out there who can do better than that. I'm going to do better than that, I hope, one day as well. So I'll see you next time. Thanks.